I can let it happen. Okay, so that's how the pack looks like. It's divided in two categories, with the first being more of a random nature. While the second contains tonal sounds. And this is the section from which I took the first sound of my track. That was One Shot's Cardinal Birds. I cut the tail out using the fade up knob here. I used the transient shaper to enhance the attack transient, a light reverb, Fab Filter Starter with the clean tape mode, and then a delay tape from Arturia, which I'm activating and deactivating throughout the track. My idea was to transform this sound into something melodic, but at the same time very percussive, and to create a very simple melody with it. Later on, I'm layering it with a higher pitch version of the same. When I was doing the arrangement, I decided to consolidate this little melody consisting of these two sounds. I put it in the slicer, as you can see here, and I applied some other effects. I've got Decimor 2, which is a beautiful beat crusher. I'm using this preset called Dark Crusher. I'm using Tape Mellify from Arturia. I'm using Codec, which is a beautiful little device, completely free, that emulates internet compression algorithms degradation of the sound. It's very cool to come up with creative outcomes. I'm also having this automation here, which is linked to the decay time of the volume envelope. So if I open that up, you can focus on the decay knob in here. After that, I built a rhythmic section. I've used this sound right here to create this hi-hat pattern. I just have a EQ on it and as the hi-hat and a fruity delay. I then chopped up this sound right here. I then used the drum break Jupiter sound to create a kick pattern. I also made this little transitional thing. I then used this effect right here to create kind of like a Foley texture groove that can sit in the background. Here I'm using a half time to push it even more in the background and a simple EQ. I'm also including in the rhythmic section this sound right here, which is not specifically rhythmic, but I think it contributes a lot to the overall groove, made it super repetitive. It comes from this one shot. I'm having a weird EQ here and a tape echo delay. I then routed all of these elements to a drums bus. I'm using Real Life, which is a device from Analog Obsession. I use it a lot, especially on drums bus, because it really helps gluing things together, so highly suggested. Sketch cassette, another instance of Decimort with the MPC60 emulation preset, and another instance of Codec. I use all these destructive plugins to try to make my drums sound gritty and almost dirty in a sonic way, which is a sound aesthetic that I'm very close to. So if you guys have similar plugin suggestions, please I beg you to leave a comment. So altogether the drums sound like this. Okay, so moving on, to support the first melodic elements that I showed in the video, I created this incredibly simple chord progression using FL keys, which I actually ended up keeping in the final track. Towards the ending of the track, I'm using this one shot here to create this little crescendo arpeggio. As you can see, I'm automating the release time, so it starts with a very long tail, it finishes with a stronger attack, it almost sounds like a pluck sound. I'm also automating the EQ. Another cool sound that I ended up creating is this one. Comes from Sub Mosquito from the tonal waste section. I unfortunately resampled this sound several times, so I can't really deconstruct what I've done specifically, but here's a little clip that I recorded while making it so you can get an idea. Okay, now I will proceed with some random honorable mentions. This sound right here, which is a one shot from the back. I didn't touch it at all, I'm just automating the panning. Some vocal recordings that I did to initially collect ideas, but then I decided to mangle them and keep them in the track. And finally, I've used these effects here, which is absolutely insane. I used it in the intro to create a little eerie and mysterious atmosphere. To make it even crazier, I'm using a backmask on it, which is randomizing the stereo image, and it's also introducing random reversed copies of it. And I also chopped up a small part of it, applied mime and a pretty aggressive reverb to create this vocal kind of effect. These were basically all of the elements of the track. I really want to thank Trash Sound Design for this collaboration, for sending over this beautiful pack, which I had a lot of fun with. I recommend you go watch his latest video where he's making a track using the sounds that we sent to him. Super insightful and entertaining video like all of his content. I really want to thank him for being such an inspiration for our channel. I will leave you to the final track, and as always I invite you to click on the link in the description so you can check out all of our products, all of our drum kits and sample packs. With that being said, I will see you in the next one.